So Murph, let's just start not quite thinking about Sunday, but just the last 18 months. Just the thought of being able to go into a hockey rink and commentate on a game is good enough. Actually having fans in there as well must be great.
Yeah, I think it's pretty surreal, isn't it? I mean, March 8th, 2020, the Premier Sports Challenge Cup where we were all together, Luke? I mean, that none of us knew what was coming down the track. I mean, I guess there were rumblings at that point, but I don't think any of us thought it would be 18, 19 months before we were all together in an arena again. So really looking forward to it. I'm actually more excited and / nervous than I think I've ever been for the start of a season. And I guess that belies how long it has been and how it has been sort of, we've all been on tenterhooks wondering when we could get back in to see the Elite League and to have fans in the building. I think there was 8,000 plus for an exhibition game there recently. So let's hope it's like that Sunday, because that's going to just make us all feel all the more normal, if you will.
You did the Worlds and you did other leagues last year. What was it like commentating on games when there was just no one there?
It's just so strange. I mean, we all know how lucky we are on the Elite League, the passion and the interaction that the fans bring. And they are some of the best fans in all of Europe. So when you're doing the SHL or the KHL and those big buildings are empty, I think it reminded people that were tuning in that we weren't quite normal. We were in the middle of a pandemic. So those empty buildings, you can hear a pin drop, and it just doesn't feel right for hockey, because especially Elite League fans, we're used to passionate buildings and loud buildings with lots going on and music and all those bells and whistles. It was very strange, and even more so at the World Championships, because you and I know when you get to that top pool, there's fans with drums, there's, you know, sections where people are standing the whole game chanting, and to have that, and Latvia especially, Riga is one of the most incredible places to see a game. If you've not been, put it on the bucket list. That's a great arena, but also, well, both facilities are great, but Arena Riga is a diamond and should be on any fan's bucket list. And they are super passionate, and to be there and to have those games in kind of a vacuum, especially when GB beats Belarus, you'd have 500 members of the Barmy Army on hand doing their game day rituals, and it just felt so strange. So to start to get back to normal and hopefully have 8,000 in Sheffield for a banner raising on Sunday against Cardiff, and that's the last one we had, March 8th, those two teams. So it was a no-brainer to start off the coverage there, and hopefully it'll be a loud building, and we'll be able to bring that to the viewer.
I was going to say, kind of poetic justice that the last game we did on Premier Sports is the first game we're doing now for the new season.
Oh, it's magnificent, and you know what? It's great too, right? The rivalries. I'm not saying Sheffield's trying to rub salt into the wound, but how great is it that they're going to raise the banner against the Cardiff side, albeit a mostly new Cardiff side, but renew that rivalry right from the get-go. Our first of 27 games, and we hit it with a pretty intense rivalry. And it's always nice to have a banner raising, isn't it? We've had those in the past, whether it be on Premier Sports or Free Sports, but I mean, that was the last meaningful game. I know there's been exhibition games and stuff now as we speak, but you know, March 8th, 2020 was the last real game, if you will. So to start off with those two teams, and, you know, I'm sure there'll be a few social media jabs back and forth in the run up to Sunday. But I'm really looking forward to it because, you know what, both squads look good. We've seen Cardiff have a win in the Champions Hockey League, and certainly on paper, Sheffield look good. They've got some good returnees and a good mix of new players. So it's going to be pretty exciting. And I expect it's going to be probably some fireworks after that pregame ceremony.
Talk to me then about the broadcast and stuff. Obviously, you don't want to give too much away, but what can we kind of look forward to in this game and across the season?
Look, we're going to try some new things, and that is something that we can really start to iron out, because we have, and you know this, a 3-year deal is so great in that we have scope to see what works, see how we can do things differently than, say, when you're on a 1-year deal, as we were in the past on Premier, and 1-year deals on Free Sports. Before you know it, 8 months is gone, and you've tried a few things, but then you go, well, we need to start renegotiating to see if we're going to be back. If you have a 3-year deal, you can kind of start to lay the groundwork and see what works, start to pick the brains of producers, and even pick the brains of people like yourself and go, well, what about this? So on Sunday, well, there is a surprise or two on Sunday. I can't let all the secrets out, but certainly Paul Adey and Chris Ellis are back. We will have some surprises and some guests throughout the season. But the first thing that we really want to get right is that banner raising ceremony. We want to certainly hit the ground running. I can tell you that there are a lot of ideas in the works to bring fans in more. It might not all happen on Sunday, but I mean, we are, again, I touched on it earlier, we are so lucky to have the interaction, and ice hockey fans in the UK, whether it's for GB or the Elite League, are so dialed in on social media, so dialed in and letting their voices be heard. I think there'll be some interaction, and we hope to have some segments that they'll really enjoy that we haven't had the opportunity to do before. So watch this space. But like I said, I'm so excited and nervous all at once. I'm just hoping I'll be able to get the marbles out on Sunday afternoon and just do it justice. So maybe just get through the first one unscathed.
Very good. And lastly, with that, still time on that £5 introductory offer, isn't there, as well?
Yeah, and that's pretty good, isn't it? Considering that, and rightfully so, some of the webcasts are really good around the league, and those are 10, 12. I think some are even going to be 15 this year. So if you can get a month of EIHL and rugby and all the things that are on Premier Sports, if you can get a month for $5, I think you better jump on that now. And there's also, if you go to the Premier Sports Twitter feed, there's a chance to win an annual subscription as well, which is a great value. I mean, if you could win a year's worth of that, there's a lot of great content. So there's a couple of ways you can be a part of this new journey.
So before we go quickly, do you want to rehearse any of your opening? I think there's one line we're used to hearing.
You know what? I mean, I've a couple of people have asked me how you're going to open the broadcast. I very rarely write down an opener, even if I'm at like the Olympics, because I want the mood to take me now. Tokyo was different this summer because there's no one in the building when I was doing certain things, the field hockey and the softball and stuff. So maybe I should have written down intros on those occasions. But I want to feel the crowd. I want to see what's happening with the banner raising. I want to see how warm-up goes, see if there's any of those 10-yard stairs between the Devils and the Steelers before I know exactly how I'll go at puck drop. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll wheel out any of the old ones. They're never scripted. It sort of takes me as the mood takes me. But I can tell you, I've got some prep to do, so maybe I'll work on an opener.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We will see you at 3:30 on Sunday on Premier Sports 2. I will make a cut in some of what you said.